Hi friends, good morning. This is Dr. Sister Janita from Research Department of Physics. Today we are going to see something in nuclear physics. We will see what is nuclear energy first. We all of us know the atom consists of a nucleus around which the electrons are revolving. Now, the most of the mass of the atom are consisted in this nucleus. Since the most of the masses are in the nucleus, they are able to produce a huge amount of energy. The energy that is produced from this nucleus is called the nuclear energy. Any reaction that can cause a change in this nucleus is called the nuclear reaction. Now, there are two types of nuclear reaction. One is the nuclear fission and another one is the nuclear fusion. Now we will see what is nuclear fission first. Fission means splitting into. So, a heavier nucleus is getting splitted into several nuclei is called the nuclear fission. It generally happens in the heavier nucleus. Some of the examples for heavier nucleus is uranium, plutonium, thorium. When such a heavy nucleus is being bombarded with low energy neutrons, they are split into several nuclei of lighter mass. This process is called the nuclear fission. For example, when uranium-235 is being bombarded with a neutron, they are split into barium and krypton. Along with that, there are 3 more new neutrons are produced. So, when this splitting of barium and krypton is taking place along with the 3 new neutrons, huge amount of energy is being produced. Now we will see what is nuclear fusion. Fusion, as the word indicates, is joining or combining. Therefore, in this process, 2 lighter nuclei are combining together to make a single nuclei of heavier mass. Thus, this process also is able to produce huge amount of energy. We will see what is chain reaction. Chain reaction is the reaction that taking place immediately one after the other. So, it is a automatic process. Therefore, the chain reaction is a self-propagating process of nuclear fission in which the number of neutrons that are produced are going on increasing in a geometrical manner until the entire fissionable material is getting extinguished. Now, with an example, we will see. A uranium-235 is being bombarded with a neutron and it is split into barium and krypton. Along with that, there are 3 neutrons produced newly. These 3 neutrons will go on bombard with their immediate nucleus and they in turn will produce barium, krypton each. Along with that, each neutron will produce 3 more new neutrons. Hence, one uranium neutron produces, by the bombardment of one neutron, 3 new neutrons. These 3 new neutrons is now producing 9 neutrons. These 9 neutrons will go and bombard with their neighboring nucleus and they will produce 27 neutrons. Hence, the number of neutrons are going on increasing in a geometrical progression until the entire fissionable material is getting fissioned. There are 2 types of chain reaction. One is uncontrollable chain reaction, another one is the controllable chain reaction. As I told you, in uncontrollable chain reaction, the number of neutrons are going on increasing in a geometrical progression. So, the entire fission is taking place within or fewer seconds. Since the duration is very short and large amount of energy is being released, it is expressed in a violent explosion. So now the uncontrollable chain reaction forms the principle of the atom bomb. Now we will see what is controllable chain reaction. Controllable chain reaction is known, it is controlled in an artificial manner. For example, when I told you in uncontrollable chain reaction, the 3 neutrons becomes 9 neutron becomes 27 neutrons. But in controllable chain reaction, it is controlled in an artificial manner so that the only 1 neutron among the 3 neutrons that are produced are goes and collides with their neighboring nucleus. The other 2 neutrons are muted. Therefore, this 1 neutron goes and produces 3 more neutrons. Among the 3 more neutrons, only 1 is going and colliding with their neighboring atom and thus making further reaction. Therefore, the chain reaction is controlled in an artificial manner. Therefore, the amount of the reaction rate is kept constant. Therefore, the amount of energy is being released also is kept up in a constant manner. So, this principle is used in the nuclear reactor. Now, we will see how the atom bomb is constructed and how it is working. The atom bomb is consisting of 2 hemisphere of uranium-235 or it can be plutonium-239. Each of this 2 uranium-235 atoms are kept separate with a separator aperture, and there is a movable cylinder that is kept within this piston, and all this uranium-235, these 2 pieces which are in the hemisphere shape and this movable uranium-235, all their masses are below the critical mass. So this could be one of the important condition for the atom bomb. They all should be below the critical mass. And this 2 uranium-235 are kept separated by the separator aperture so that they do not come together and make the explosion. So, when we want the explosion taking place, this uranium-235 which is kept within this pistol is being pressed with greater energy so that it goes and fuses between this hemisphere uranium-235 and makes a perfect sphere of uranium, a single uranium-235. Therefore, now the mass of this whole sphere of uranium-235 becomes greater than that of the critical mass. Therefore, a violent explosion is taking place. When this explosion is taking place, there is huge amount of energy that is released in the form of heat, light and radiation. The temperature of million of degree of Celsius and pressure of million of atmosphere is being produced. So, such an explosion can produce shock waves. They are very dangerous to the human society and the earth. They are able to produce radioactive gamma rays, neutrons and radioactive materials. They can produce health hazards to all the living beings and to the surface of the earth. You know, during the World War II, this atom bomb were blasted in the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and still we can witness what effect they produced. And such a devastating destruction this atom bomb can bring. So let us use our energy, our science and technology in a constructive manner, not for a destructive purpose. Thank you students for taking up the lesson through online. Thank you for watching.